In the vast, interconnected expanse of the internet, certain creations emerge, capturing the collective imagination with an intensity that defies explanation. One such phenomenon is the backrooms, a concept born from a simple image and then meticulously brought to terrifying life by a young visionary named Kane Parsons. What began as a solitary venture into analog horror has now transcended its digital origins, poised to become a major cinematic event courtesy of A24, marking an unprecedented transition from niche internet lore to mainstream Hollywood production. At its heart, the Backrooms taps into a universal, unsettling feeling, the fear of liminal spaces. These are transitional areas, typically devoid of human presence, that evoke a sense of unease and wrongness. Think of an empty hotel lobby, an abandoned mall, or endless, yellow-carpeted corridors with fluorescent lights humming, places that exist between states, where the familiar is just slightly off-kilter, hinting at something vast and incomprehensible beyond our perception. Kane Parsons masterfully amplified this inherent dread. Kane Parsons, known online as Kane Pixels, was just 16 years old when he unleashed his first Backrooms video in January 2022. Armed with a passion for filmmaking and a keen understanding of internet culture, he took a simple 4chan post, a single image of an unsettlingly familiar, yet alien, yellow room, and breathed a horrifying narrative into it. This initial foray wasn't just a short film, it was the birth of an entire universe, crafted with ingenuity and a profound grasp of psychological horror. Parsons' inaugural video, titled simply The Backrooms, found footage, ran just under 10 minutes. It depicted a cameraman accidentally falling out of reality and into a labyrinth of endless, decaying office spaces. The genius lay in its raw, lo-fi aesthetic, mimicking old VHS recordings and grainy digital artifacts. This stylistic choice didn't just save on budget, it heightened the sense of realism and dread, making viewers feel like they were uncovering forbidden documentation of something truly inexplicable and dangerous. The impact was immediate and staggering. The Backrooms found footage, exploded across YouTube and social media platforms. Its unique blend of unsettling visuals, minimal narrative, and potent atmosphere struck a chord, quickly garnering millions of views. Viewers weren't just watching, they were discussing, theorizing, and expanding the lore. This viral success wasn't accidental, it was a testament to Parsons' ability to tap into collective anxieties and deliver a fresh, compelling take on horror that resonated deeply with a global audience. Parsons' work is a quintessential example of analog horror, a subgenre characterized by its use of low-fidelity visuals, distorted audio, and often a found footage narrative. Instead of explicit jump scares, analog horror relies on a creeping sense of unease, psychological dread, and the unsettling idea of hidden realities revealed through decaying media. Kane perfected this, creating a world where static, glitches, and the eerie hum of fluorescent lights were as terrifying as any monster, leaving much to the audience's imagination. Following the initial success, Kane continued to build upon the Backrooms universe through a series of short films, each adding layers of mystery, new entities, and expanding the labyrinthine levels. His commitment to world-building captivated an ever-growing fanbase, who eagerly awaited each new installment. The lore became richer, more complex, yet always retained its core unsettling simplicity. This iterative process of creation and reception solidified the Backrooms as more than just a video, it was a sprawling, evolving narrative. The internet's biggest viral horror sensation inevitably caught the attention of Hollywood. In a groundbreaking move, A24, the indie studio renowned for its distinctive and often unsettling horror films, approached Kane Parsons with an offer to adapt the Backrooms into a feature film. This was a monumental leap, not just for Kane, but for the entire concept of online-generated content being recognized and elevated by a major film studio, while maintaining the creator's original vision. A24's involvement felt like a perfect, almost fated, collaboration. The studio has a proven track record of championing unique, director-driven horror, from Hereditary to The Witch, often prioritizing atmosphere and psychological terror over conventional scares. Their willingness to trust emerging talent and embrace unconventional narratives made them the ideal partner for the Backrooms, ensuring that the film would retain its distinctive voice and not be diluted by typical studio expectations. The transition from short-form, low-budget YouTube content to a full-scale A24 feature presented unique challenges. How do you translate the eerie, infinite expanse of the Backrooms and its inherently lo-fi aesthetic to a cinematic canvas without losing its raw, unsettling charm? This was the central question, demanding careful creative decision-making to scale up the production values while preserving the core dread that made the original so compelling. The solution lay in a commitment to authenticity and the power of practical effects. Crucially, Kane Parsons was tapped to direct the feature film. This decision by A24 underscored their trust in his vision and his intimate understanding of the Backrooms universe he created. For a young filmmaker, it was an unparalleled opportunity, but also immense pressure. He was tasked with translating his distinct, internet-native style into a narrative feature, ensuring that the film remained true to its roots while forging a new path for its cinematic future. His commitment to the original lore was paramount. Developing a feature-length script from a series of short, atmospheric videos required careful expansion of the lore. Parsons and his team had to weave together a coherent plot, introduce compelling characters, and craft a rising sense of tension that could sustain a full film, all while integrating the established mythology. The goal was to provide a fresh, engaging story for new audiences without alienating the dedicated fanbase who knew every detail of the original internet series. One of Kane Parsons' most significant creative decisions for the A24 film was the heavy reliance on practical set construction. In an era dominated by CGI, Parsons insisted on building tangible environments to capture the oppressive and disorienting atmosphere of the Backrooms. This wasn't just an aesthetic choice, it was fundamental to preserving the inherent dread. Practical sets lend a tactile, visceral quality that digital effects often struggle to replicate, grounding the surreal in a disturbing reality. The construction of the iconic Backrooms levels was a monumental undertaking. Teams of set designers and builders meticulously recreated the endless, repetitive corridors, complete with peeling wallpaper, damp carpet, and the signature buzzing fluorescent lights. Every detail was crucial to immersing actors and audiences alike into this unsettling world. The sheer scale of the sets contributed immensely to the psychological impact, conveying the vastness and inescapable nature of the labyrinth. The goal of the practical sets was to create an environment that felt genuinely disorienting and oppressive. The repetitive nature of the architecture, combined with specific lighting cues and sound design, was designed to mess with perception, blurring the lines between reality and nightmare. Actors navigating these physical spaces could truly react to their surroundings, feeding into the authentic fear that Parsons aimed to capture. This immersion extended not just to the cast, but to the entire filmmaking process. The omnipresent yellow walls are perhaps the most recognizable visual element of the Backrooms. Kane Parsons understood their power. For the film, these walls were not just painted backdrops, they were carefully textured, distressed, and lit to evoke a specific kind of decaying, sickly atmosphere. The exact shade of yellow, often described as moist, contributes directly to the pervasive sense of dread and confinement, a visual signature that is both mundane and deeply disturbing, perfectly encapsulating the analog horror ethos. Kane Parsons' commitment to preserving the original Backrooms lore was a non-negotiable aspect of the film's development. He meticulously oversaw creative decisions to ensure fidelity to the universe he built. Key elements like the levels of the Backrooms, the sense of endlessness, and the specific types of entities were safeguarded. This careful balancing act allowed for narrative expansion without betraying the core principles that captivated millions, ensuring the film would resonate with both old and new fans. While rooted in the iconic Yellow Level Zero, the film also ventures into other established, and possibly new, Backrooms environments. Parsons faced the challenge of translating these varied spaces into physical sets or convincing digital extensions, ensuring they felt organically connected to the existing lore. Each new area had to maintain the disorienting, unsettling qualities that define the Backrooms, expanding the universe visually without losing its intrinsic terror or coherence. To sustain a feature film, the infinite, impersonal horror of the Backrooms needed a human anchor. Parsons and his team focused on developing compelling characters whose personal journeys and struggles would provide emotional stakes amidst the existential terror. Their survival, their sanity, and their desperate search for escape become the audience's guide through the labyrinth. This human element grounds the otherworldly fear, making it relatable and amplifying the psychological impact of the backrooms. The creatures, or entities, inhabiting the backrooms are a crucial part of its terror. Parsons approached their cinematic translation with the same dedication to unsettling practicality. Whether through expertly crafted practical effects or subtly integrated CGI, the goal was to make these beings feel genuinely alien and horrifying, often using implication and suggestion rather than overt display. This adherence to analog horror principles ensures the monsters are deeply disturbing, relying on atmosphere over cheap scares. Even with a larger budget, Kane Parsons has maintained his commitment to the analog horror principle of less is more. The film aims to evoke dread through suggestion, implication, and psychological manipulation rather than explicit gore or jump scares. The unsettling atmosphere, the uncanny environments, and the unseen threats are often more terrifying than anything fully revealed. This sophisticated approach ensures that the A24 film will be a thinking person's horror, true to the original's cerebral terror. The shift from a solo YouTube creator to directing an A24 feature film meant Kane Parsons was suddenly leading a large, professional crew. This required a significant adjustment, transitioning from independent vision to collaborative execution. He worked closely with cinematographers, production designers, sound engineers, and a multitude of other skilled professionals, learning to delegate and communicate his precise vision while still maintaining ultimate creative control. It was a masterclass in adaptation, both for the film and for Kane himself. The scale jump was immense. Kane Parsons, who once rendered Backrooms videos on his personal computer, was now overseeing complex practical sets on a professional soundstage. This dramatic transition from a bedroom production to a major film backlit is a testament to his talent and the unique power of internet-born creativity. It highlights a new paradigm where raw talent, irrespective of traditional industry pathways, can find a direct route to large-scale production, given the right vision and support. The cinematography of the Backrooms film plays a pivotal role in conveying its unsettling atmosphere. The camera work, framing, and movement are meticulously planned to enhance the feeling of disorientation, endlessness, and claustrophobia. Wide shots emphasize the vast, empty spaces, while tight close-ups on details heighten the sense of dread. The visual language itself becomes a character, guiding the audience through the psychological torment of being trapped in an impossible space, reflecting the found footage origins. Just as crucial as the visuals is the film's sound design. The hum of fluorescent lights, the distant, indistinguishable noises, the unsettling echoes in vast spaces, these auditory elements are meticulously crafted to build an invisible layer of terror. Sound often precedes sight in the backrooms, creating anticipation and fear of the unknown. It's a masterclass in atmospheric horror, where what you hear can be far more terrifying than what you explicitly see, echoing the analog horror roots. While a full-fledged cinematic production, the film subtly incorporates elements of the original found footage aesthetic. This might manifest through specific camera perspectives, occasional visual glitches, or narrative framing devices that pay homage to Kane Parsons' initial YouTube series. It's a respectful nod to the film's origins, ensuring that even with higher production values, the raw, unsettling charm that first captivated audiences remains woven into its very fabric, connecting the past to the present. The highly engaged Backrooms fanbase holds immense expectations for the A24 film. Parsons is keenly aware of this pressure, understanding that his adaptation must both satisfy existing lore enthusiasts and introduce the concept to a broader audience. His commitment to practical sets and lore preservation is a direct response to this, aiming to deliver a cinematic experience that honors the source material while elevating it. The film is a dialogue between creator, lore, and community. The Backrooms film, particularly with A24's backing, represents a significant moment for the analog horror genre. Its journey from internet niche to major studio production could pave the way for other online-born horror phenomena to receive similar treatment. It validates a specific, atmospheric style of horror and proves its viability on the big screen, potentially ushering in a new era where digital-age storytelling finds its place within traditional cinematic landscapes, blurring the lines of independent and studio filmmaking. Throughout the production, Kane Parsons' meticulous attention to detail has been a recurring theme. From the precise distressed textures on the yellow walls to the subtle shifts in fluorescent lighting, no element is too small to escape his scrutiny. This hands-on approach, cultivated during his solo YouTube days, ensures that every frame contributes to the overarching atmosphere of dread and authenticity, leaving nothing to chance in crafting the perfect unsettling experience for the audience. Filmmaking, especially on a larger scale, is fraught with challenges. From unforeseen technical issues to creative impasses, Parsons and his team undoubtedly navigated numerous hurdles. Yet, the commitment to the vision, combined with A24's supportive environment, allowed them to overcome these obstacles. The behind-the-scenes journey highlights not just the creative process, but also the perseverance and problem-solving required to bring a complex and ambitious project like the Backrooms to fruition. Kane Parsons' journey from a teenage YouTube creator to an A24 feature film director is a powerful source of inspiration. It demonstrates that passion, talent, and an understanding of new media can break through traditional industry barriers. He represents a new generation of filmmakers who honed their craft online, proving that age is no impediment to realizing a grand cinematic vision. His success story encourages countless aspiring creators to pursue their unique artistic paths. The collaboration between Kane Parsons and A24 has been defined by a shared artistic vision. A24, known for empowering distinct directorial voices, provided the resources and trust necessary for Parsons to fully realize his terrifying world. This synergistic relationship underscores the potential for studios to cultivate talent discovered outside conventional channels, allowing creators like Parsons to maintain creative integrity while benefiting from the scale and expertise of a major production company. It's a model for future collaborations. From a cryptic 4chan post to a viral YouTube series, and now to an A24 feature film, The Backrooms has cemented its place as a unique pop culture icon. Its legacy is one of collective imagination, internet lore, and the unsettling power of liminal spaces. The film will undoubtedly expand this legacy, introducing the terrifying concept to an even wider audience and solidifying Kane Parsons' position as a significant voice in contemporary horror, shaping how we perceive and fear the unknown. For Kane Parsons, the film is not just a career milestone, it's a promise to the community that embraced his initial vision. His unwavering commitment to preserving the original lore and utilizing practical effects speaks volumes about his respect for the source material and his audience. The film aims to be a definitive cinematic interpretation, a faithful yet expanded journey into the horrifying, endless maze that first captivated the internet, ensuring old fans feel valued and new fans are utterly terrified. The A24 film marks a pivotal moment, but it's likely just the beginning for the Backrooms. Its successful transition to the big screen opens up possibilities for sequels, spin-offs, and further expansion of its intricate lore across various media. Kane Parsons has laid the groundwork for a rich cinematic universe that could continue to evolve, terrifying audiences for years to come, proving the enduring power of a truly compelling, deeply unsettling concept born from the digital ether. Once principal photography concluded, the meticulous work of post-production began. Editing refined the narrative flow and pacing, ensuring every moment maximized tension and dread. Color grading enhanced the film's sickly, disorienting palette, deepening the atmosphere. Sound mixing brought the unnerving ambient noises and subtle entity sounds to life, while any necessary visual effects were carefully integrated to blend seamlessly with the practical sets, all under Parsons' watchful eye, refining the terror to its sharpest edge. As the film inches closer to its release, anticipation among both fans and general audiences is palpable. Trailers have offered tantalizing glimpses into the meticulously crafted, terrifying world Kane Parsons has brought to life on screen. The buzz is not just about the horror, but about the remarkable journey of a young creator who dared to dream big and, with the support of A24, transformed an internet sensation into a cinematic reality, promising a unique and unforgettable horror experience. At the core of the Backrooms film's success is Kane Parsons' enduring passion for the project. It's a personal journey, a universe he built from the ground up, and that deep connection shines through in every creative choice. His dedication to authenticity, his insistence on practical sets, and his respect for the lore are not just professional decisions, they stem from a genuine love for the world he created, ensuring that the film is not merely a product, but a true artistic vision. The story of the Backrooms represents a significant shift in the filmmaking landscape. It champions the idea that compelling narratives and talented creators can emerge from unconventional spaces, bypassing traditional gatekeepers. Kane Parsons' journey from solo YouTube creator to A24 director underscores the democratizing power of the internet and the industry's evolving recognition of digital native talent. It proves that a viral meme, when handled with artistic integrity, can become a cinematic tour de force. Soon, audiences worldwide will experience the Backrooms not just on a computer screen, but in the immersive darkness of a movie theater. The transition promises to amplify its unique brand of dread, transforming a shared internet creepypasta into a communal cinematic nightmare. With practical sets lending tangible terror and Parsons' unwavering vision guiding every frame, the A24 film is set to redefine how we perceive the Backrooms, making the familiar terror even more palpable and unforgettable.